In this video lecture, we'll learn as to what is coordination and why is it important to have good coordination among the departments or individuals to attain the organizational objectives. We'll also learn about the various techniques that can be used to achieve coordination and how is coordination different from cooperation. Coordination. Coordination is defined as integration of different parts of the organization in order to achieve a common goal. This was a definition given by Lawrence and Losh in 1967. The different parts here may be the departments, groups, individuals, and other resources within the organization. In a contemporary organization, the role of coordination stretches beyond the boundaries of the organization to its vendors, customers, clients, and other stakeholders. Coordination also deals with the task of blending efforts in order to ensure successful attainment of an objective. It is accomplished by means of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. It is an orderly arrangement of group activities to provide unity of action in pursuit of a common purpose. Importance of coordination. This diagram depicts the importance of coordination. The first point is fosters teamwork and camaraderie. Coordination is a useful mechanism to foster teamwork and camaraderie in organizations. Activities that require involvement of many individuals from various departments provides an opportunity for them to mingle with each other. In this process, they acquire better understanding of the operations and challenges faced by other departments and become more tolerant during times of crisis. The second point is helps in integration of interdepartmental efforts for achievement of organizational goals. The specialization of labor, also called as division of labor, results into departmentalization, and coordination serves as a common thread to link all these diverse departments in integrating their activities for the achievement of organizational goals. Without coordination, the departments may become silos, hampering the flow of activities pertaining to one another. The third point is optimizes the use of resources while reducing their wastage. Coordination optimizes the use of various resources while reducing their wastage. This is highly likely that in the execution of a job involving processing in various departments, there may be some overlapping activities. In the lack of proper coordination between the concerned departments, it may result into duplication of work and even worse, wastage of other useful material resources. The fourth point is reduces the time duration for accomplishment of tasks. Coordination reduces the time duration for accomplishment of tasks. This happens because during proper coordination of efforts, departments and individuals are in regular communication and respond quickly to each other's requests. The potential delays are thus eliminated at various points in the execution of tasks, resulting in lesser processing time. Fifth point is provides a more holistic view of the organization. By virtue of interfacing with other departments, coordination helps employees in having a more holistic view of the organization and understanding the value addition done by them and their departments in the overall transformation process of inputs into outputs of desired end products or services. It also gives them a bird's eye view of contributions made by other individuals and departments within the organization. It also instills a sense of pride in them and boosts up their morale, while developing respect for others' contribution. The last point, that is the sixth point, is helps in resolving conflicts while improving human relations. Coordination also helps in resolving conflicts while improving human relations within the organization. It is natural that certain conflicts may arise between individuals within the same or different departments at some point of time. Coordination is helpful under such situations to diffuse the tension between the individuals. Activities requiring coordination bring such individuals closer to act in a synchronized manner to achieve the end objectives. Other team members working on the same activities together with these individuals in conflicts, also helping elevating the ill feelings between them. Thus, coordination often becomes a means to achieve better human relations within the organization. Coordination techniques. Martinez and Cerrillo in 1989 categorized various coordination techniques or mechanisms into two broad categories: structural and formal, and informal and subtle techniques. This categorization is similar to Bernard's formal and informal organization. Structural and formal techniques. Under this, we have departmentalization, centralization or decentralization, formalization and standardization, planning, and output and behavioral control. Under informal and subtle techniques, we have lateral or cross-departmental relations, informal communications, socialization. First one is structural and formal techniques, under which we have departmentalization. It means grouping of similar activities into organizational units on the basis of principles of division of labor. It provides a formal structure to the organization so that everybody in the organization knows whom to contact for a particular type of activity. This clarity is conducive to coordination. Centralization or decentralization. It determines whether the locus of decision-making authority lies with the higher or lower levels of the organizational hierarchy. Therefore, it aids in coordination when people are aware of the actual decision makers and would like to contact them directly rather than wasting time elsewhere. Formalization and standardization. It is the extent to which policies, rules, job descriptions, etc. have been written down in manuals and procedures have been established through standard routines. The structure provided by these policies, rules, job descriptions, and procedures guide people in the organization to coordinate as per these guidelines. Planning. It refers to the systems and processes like strategic planning, budgeting, establishment of schedules, goal setting, etc., which intend to guide and channel the activities and actions of independent units. Thus, planning provides a framework for coordination, whereby plans made would identify the need for collaboration and interfacing between various departments and individuals within and outside the organization. Output and behavioral control. It refers to coordination mechanism required at the controlling activities of managers. Output control is based upon the evaluation of files, records, and reports submitted by the organizational units like departments to corporate, that is the top management. Behavioral control, on the other hand, is based upon the direct personal surveillance of subordinates by the manager. Here, the supervisor or the manager himself is involved in observing and checking the behavior of his subordinates. Informal and subtle techniques. Under that, the first one is lateral or cross-departmental relations. It cuts across a formal structure which includes direct contact among managers of different departments that share a problem, temporary or permanent task forces, teams, committees, integrating roles, integrative departments, etc. Informal communication. It supplements a formal communication between managers who form a network of personal and informal contacts among managers across different departments of the organization through corporate meetings and conferences, management trips, personal visits, transfers of manager, etc. Socialization. It helps in creation of organizational culture of known and shared strategic objectives, and values by communicating to individuals about ways of doing things, the decision-making style, training, transfer of managers, career path management, measurement and reward systems, etc. In this way, a system of ideology is internalized by the executive throughout the organization, generating identification and loyalties and ultimately institutionalizing the firm. Coordination versus cooperation. We can distinguish between coordination and cooperation on the basis of definition. Coordination is defined as a deliberate effort by the manager, whereas cooperation is defined as a voluntary attitude of organization members. The main purpose of coordination is to provide an orderly arrangement of group efforts to provide unity of action in the pursuit of common objectives, whereas the main purpose of cooperation is collective efforts of the group contributed voluntarily to achieve or accomplish a particular objective. Coordination is achieved through both formal and informal relations, whereas cooperation is achieved through informal relations. Coordination is a result of wholehearted support of employees and various departments, whereas cooperation without coordination is fruitless. Before we conclude, we'll have a quick recap. In this video lecture, we have learned as to what is coordination, why is it important to achieve organizational objectives, and what are the various techniques that can be used to achieve coordination, and how is it different from cooperation.